Aloha, it's me, Cora, Flora. Felt like opening up with music sometimes when I'm making videos and want to open up my throat chakra and the flow of my soul and the feeling of spirit flowing through. Music is an amazing tool for that. In addition, sounding, just making whatever sounds and like warming up the voice and the getting out the sound diarrhea or the, just kind of clearing it out, clearing the channel really helps. But yeah, today I felt like in sharing a little piece of a little new song that's just come out that I'm excited to record soon, and also share with you some wisdom, inspiration, glorious information that's been flowing through my life recently. And it's on the topic of transforming trauma. Those of you who are in my Facebook group or in my Facebook friend circle, maybe I should make a Facebook group. You've seen me post a lot about trauma recently. Like even I've been aware of it. Every time I feel inspired to post something lately, very often it's about trauma because I'm super interested in healing it. And one of the reasons why I'm so interested in it is because it's basically the work of soul integration. It's the work of reclaiming parts of ourselves so that we can be more full, more whole, more holy, and share greater gifts and live more heaven on earth. Soul as body, heaven as earth, and all life around us. So that's kind of my inspiration. But the honest truth about trauma and healing trauma is that it is not easy. For anyone who has had challenging memories come up or been haunted by pain or struggles or fears, insecurities, or even having the unconsciousness of like just feeling bound up and not even knowing why, it's so worth it to go into these areas of ourselves. It's so worth it to shine love and light into these areas so that they can be illuminated and we can be integrated and we can live fully, be our true selves more and more and more and more and more and more and more, and let go of all of the old leaves that were a part of our tree that are now ready to be released so that new life can flow through. So it's all this spiritual mumbo jumbo, blah blah blah. I know for me, I learn best through personal stories. So I would just love to, if it's possible, if my aspects of myself will flow through properly here and together, hopefully, in harmony. I would love to share with you just something that came up recently and my journey with it, because you might be able to feel some of your own story, or you might receive a little bit of inspiration to continue and deepen on your healing path. So recently I went to a workshop, an amazing workshop, that was a self-defense workshop for women to defend ourselves against sexual predators in public. And it was beautiful. The space was incredible, and it was just, there was a really great group of women, amazing facilitators, and the content of the workshop was amazing. However, I got extremely triggered, and it's amazing PTSD, how it happens. It's in a way, it's kind of like losing control. It's like the nervous system or like protective mechanisms just take over. And I heard a really great analogy by a lady who has a website called Healing Honestly, which is really great. She kind of said that it's kind of like you're just walking around and all of a sudden your body starts doing the Macarena and you're just like, what the fuck, why am I doing the Macarena? I can't stop it. Why is this happening? And it's kind of like that. Like for me as well, it's like unconscious responses and okay, let me just tune into my inner teacher here. Just dissociating a little bit. So funny. Okay. So yeah, for me, my experience in that workshop was that I had a lot of tears, I had a lot of fears, I had a lot of physical responses to things that were being asked of us that were not appropriate for the exercise. Like in the exercise, we were being told to like partner up and then pretend like the person was your best friend that you just were seeing after not seeing for a while, and walk towards them and hug them and notice your body language and how close you are and blah blah blah. And I just totally couldn't even, like, my whole nervous system was like in shock, and then I felt really cryy and panicky, and then I like couldn't get close to this person, and then I felt ashamed because everyone else in the workshop was kind of doing the exercise well, even though a lot of people were survivors, but they were still okay with that level of contact. And I just, something about being in the group setting and being told to do it. Anyways, either way, my therapist kind of helped me see the perspective that it's not a bad thing when triggers happen. It's actually a good thing. It means that there are parts of my soul that are ready to come up and be integrated. There are parts of my being that are ready to be healed, so that I can be more fully me. So in a way, it's a beautiful thing. And I have to celebrate and honor that. I feel like every time that I've been triggered and I experienced a challenge, and the tumultuous, all this, the undercurrents of change and challenge and blah, all this stuff comes up, and then it's like, what's happening? Whatever. Like, every single time those challenges have happened, the best support has been there for me. Whatever the best support I needed has always been there, whether it was calming myself down with a bath, doing a bit of journaling, talking to a friend, going and doing something that will help soothe me and calm me and kind of like let me express, but also re-pattern and reconfigure. And I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing this, so maybe you understand sign language or what my body is trying to communicate. And that is another thing that I've realized, that when it comes to healing trauma, it's like my mind and my spirit, I can be all like, oh yeah, I have all the answers, blah, blah, blah. I read this book, read that book, did that thing, thought this, thought that, talked about this. But my body and my emotions are a whole nother being. And I've used the metaphor of that it's kind of like a British person meeting a native person for the first time. Or even them trying to communicate, and like he's like, well, I think that you should have tea, and then this person's just like, what? Like operating on a totally different language level. And both are valid, both are very important. And for me, the key has been to really love myself, really be compassionate, and really be asking myself constantly what would help me feel better. Asking not only mentally, spiritually, but also tuning into my body, how my body feels, tuning into my emotions, how my emotions feel. And of course, asking spirit for help, asking my soul, asking guides, asking great spirit to help me. All those things combined really help with this integration process. And I will say that every single time that I've experienced a wave of being triggered and then integrating and then moving forward, every single time I've released layers of things that I didn't need anymore, that didn't serve me anymore, and became more me. That's something that it's hard to see for me, but I've received that reflection a lot, especially on my YouTube channel. I've noticed a lot of people, amazing women, will say like, wow, it's been amazing watching you transform the last couple of years. And for me, it's hard to see it unless I really look back and look at old vibrational versions of me, and where I'm like, yeah, I was really stuck there, or I was really going through something there. And I've been really, really, really committed to this healing journey for a long time now. Like, even at the workshop, I realized I've been actively healing this stuff for 10 plus years, and I'm really grateful. So I guess with this story, I wanted to just share my journey of healing and integration and what helped, in case you've gone through something similar, or you're going through something similar, or you may go through something similar. I feel like I just want to give you some little jewels or keys of wisdom to help you in this moment, to empower you to navigate those waves as best as possible. So most important thing is to have compassion for yourself, to really honor that you are a beloved child of God, and there is no part of you that is unlovable, and it's okay to feel your feelings. Your feelings are valid. It's okay to not be perfect and be going through an experience that might be shocking and challenging and possibly embarrassing. Many of us who are on this spiritual healing path and awakening path are facing shadows where it's like, well, I mean, really all of us are. I guess are we doing it consciously and are we working through it or avoiding it? But the beautiful thing is that our shadows show us where more light is, more power is, more opportunity to be authentic and share our radiant authenticity. Ooh, I just said authenticity twice, but our radiant, honest inspiration with the world. Deep and true. So to be honest, I'm just free-flowing this video. I feel like maybe I should have planned something out, but I felt like just sharing a transmission of truth like I do with music. And so yeah, I feel like compassion is very important. And then secondly, really just becoming really conscious and asking yourself, okay, what do I need to feel better right now? And usually the answer will bubble up very, very easily. For me, it's usually, like I said before, baths, journaling, talking to a friend, going for a walk, connecting with nature. You know what you need to heal. You know the right people to reach out to. You know the right things to do. Deep down, your being is designed for healing, for success, for integration, to fulfill your greatest potential. And you know deep down. So trust that. Trust your feelings. Trust what comes up and trust what feels like it will feel better, and courageously move forward. Even if you're scared, even if you feel vulnerable, even if it's uncomfortable, try it. At least try it, and you will discover that you feel so much better. And thirdly, I would just say, just to add on that, is reach out for help. The deeper that you go, the bigger you can grow. The more that you receive, the more that you can share your amazing gifts and vibrational offerings with the world. And yeah, so I feel like any ways that you feel inspired to grow or change or expand, go for it. Because I know for me, sometimes with PTSD is very much like I have a lot of programmed fear in my being that has helped me with survival, and it legitimately has. It's been extremely valuable. But the work of deconstructing all of this warrior, all the shielding, all the stuff that has kept me safe but maybe is now just clunking around and heavy and blocking me from moving forward with the things I want to do, the work of doing that can be done alone for sure. But there are pieces of the journey that are best done with others to open up to the magic of divine connection, divine community, divine love. And truly, love is the greatest healer. Love is the key. Love is the answer, no matter what the question is. So the more that we can open up to trust when it feels right, even if it does feel like a bit of a challenge, it will help. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this transmission. Next time I'll plan it out. I'm gonna get more professional. And I feel like the business person in me and the healer and the teacher in me also would love to offer that I have a new online journey called Golden Gardens, which is a 7-week online course that also includes 3 1-hour intuitive guidance healing sessions with me via Skype or in person if you are on Maui. And yeah, I feel like there are souls who this can really help, and I know that I can really help those who are ready to illuminate the dark and have it held in love and transform, alchemize trauma into gold. So I'll leave a link below, and I am sending you infinite love and magical blessings for your dreams to come true.